One of my favorite pieces of scripture, John 4. Jesus makes an appointment out in the desert with a woman who doesn't even know that he's waiting. He's waiting at a well, gets into a weird conversation with her, and it ends with her entire life transformed. And there's something beautiful in this for you and I. There's times when we're trying to avoid other people, where we're on the outs, where people are looking in at us and they don't fully understand. Now, whether this woman herself has had 5 husbands because she's serving as a prostitute, whether she's just been rejected by other people, that's a bigger discussion maybe than I want to get into in this short little thought. But she looks at Jesus and she's saying, "Why are you talking to me? That doesn't make any sense." And Jesus just keeps going deeper. He offers her living water. And she wants that. She leaps at that opportunity in her brokenness. She looks for something that could bring her any kind of restoration. But Jesus confronts her deepest sins. And this is where I think I and a lot of us walk away in that moment, when Jesus comes to us and actually confronts the things that are wrong, the things that are deeply unsettled in our heart. We walk away because it's easier to walk away from Jesus than it is to lean in. But she doesn't. She leans in to Jesus and goes deeper with him. You must be a prophet. You know everything. And Jesus begins to unfold everything that's going on. God is spirit. There's going to come a time where it doesn't matter where you worship him, in Jerusalem or elsewhere, in a building or not. He's with us. That's the world that we live in today. And Jesus reveals himself to her as the Messiah. And her response isn't to pull away, it's to lean in. She goes back to her village, she goes back to her city, and she begins to tell everyone about what's happened. And they clearly can see something different. She's no longer dejected. She's no longer living in sin. She's no longer on the outs, but that she's found true and honest acceptance in God. And it's transformed her. And it awakens something in each of them, that they want the same thing, their loneliness, their destitute, their own sin. They want to be free from that. And so they come running to Jesus. And this woman is the first evangelist recorded in Scripture, the first person to go out and tell others. Now we have to turn to ourselves and look inward. What's going on in our own hearts? Why are we afraid to share what's going on with other people? Have we confronted our own pieces? Or, going back to John 3, have we been born again? This woman in that moment discovers something beautiful. She's willing to go back and understand that she knows nothing about what's going on. Nicodemus thought he did, but he didn't understand. This woman didn't understand, but Jesus reveals himself to her, and she gets it. So for us, it's an invitation to come back to a place of complete vulnerability, to be met by Jesus right where we're at, not in judgment, but to bring about freedom, to meet us in a place where we can be truly and honestly free because of who he is and what he's saying, and then to go and share that with others. Often that's where we stop. We might accept it, it comes for a time, but we don't share it with the people around us. We don't allow that light to shine through. We hide it like under a jar of clay. Nothing's getting through. And so nobody hears about it, nobody gets it, and we don't get to show how important it is of what God changes in us. Who's God calling you to go and share with? How is he inviting you to come and drink from the living water? Those are the questions I'm going to invite you to ponder right after that.